Hi, I'm Paul. No, I'm Jack Sather, and today we're talking about the state of Overwatch. This is a game once beloved by many, I mean me included. It won Game of the Year in 2016. It's basked in the light of an excited, supportive fan base. But if you were to look at its Steam page today, or give it a quick YouTube search, you would think that it was the next Logan Paul scam that CoffeeZilla is about to expose. Now, there's no denying that Blizzard has tainted the Overwatch name with the blunders of its sequel, but does that mean it's ruined for good? That's the question that we're answering today, and I hope you're buckled in because it's a bit of a bumpy ride, and I think a great place to start is at the beginning. Pong. The year is 1972, the first video game is... Alright, did we need to go this far back? It's 2016, and this was Overwatch, which I think most of you know was a 6v6 team-based first-person shooter with a large cast of heroes to choose from, each with unique abilities and different roles. You'd work together to complete map-based objectives to win the game. The game at launch was $40. I personally think they could have gotten away with $60, but you also gotta factor in it was like one of the first games that had a campaign and online only. But man, was this game something else. The game had that, at the time, that special Blizzard polish. They were like the Pixar of gaming, and I mean that kind of literally. Like, how amazing were the cinematic trailers for Overwatch? How legendary was Dragons with Hanzo and Genji, Hero with Soldier 76, and freaking Bastion's cinematic trailer? I mean, do you want to see me get emotional on camera? The art direction of Overwatch was simply superb. Their art team is so talented to this day, and the art style made the game not too demanding technically. Everything was so vibrant and welcoming, every character was so different and unique. From a robot ninja, to a woman with extremely tight pants, to the Grim Reaper himself, to another woman with extremely tight pants, to a big old monkey, to another woman with extremely tight pants. I mean, they had it all. There was so much to play with and experiment with, and there were so many things big and small that made the game so satisfying to play, like the distinct elimination sounds, the ragdoll physics after you kill the character. I mean, dude, getting a bow headshot with Hanzo? Come on. And when the beta finished and we had to wait for the game to come out, I remember feeling like a freaking addict going through withdrawals in anticipation to play this game again. I was in a cold sweat at night, dreaming about satisfying kills, pulling off clutch death blossoms as Reaper, and dreaming about Widowmaker. Much different kind of dream. And I also had some really random dreams about like World War II, because this video is brought to you by War Thunder. Thank you, War Thunder, for sponsoring this video and supporting my channel. Do you like films like Fury, Dunkirk, or Top Gun Maverick? Is one of the only things that you can bond with your father about history or watching World War II in color together? Well, then I've got a game. War Thunder's become the most comprehensive vehicle combat game in history, with over 2,500 vehicles in the game. You got planes, tanks, helicopters, ships, ranging all the way back to the King Kong days of the 1920s, all the way to modern day Tom Cruise F-16s. And you can join the community of over 70 million players today and jump into a bunch of different type of game modes. Whether you're flying, driving, or boating your way onto the battlefield, you'll get to experience these cinematic battles firsthand. And I say cinematic because the graphics are freaking top tier and the battles are super immersive. Like, parts of your vehicle will start breaking off and smoking as you're like gunning down your enemies to your last breath. And you can play War Thunder for free on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation using my link in the description, where you'll find that new and returning players that haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across all platforms that include multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator, the Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account access. But it's only available for a limited time, so you gotta be quick. Thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Now back to Overwatch. Finally, on May 24th, 2016, Overwatch officially launches, and I was one of millions that were instantly hooked to the game. There was just nothing else like it on the market. The game was just so fun and addicting and cooperative, even though there were so many games where somebody would insta-lock their favorite character, resulting in a pretty much instant loss. But getting things like play of the game as not Junkrat's wheel was such a prideful moment to show off to other players. And they had a reward system for playing the game that, as controversial as it sounds today, was probably the best, most tame version of loot boxes. Words can't express the dopamine rush that was seeing a legendary shoot out of a loot box. I remember I used to main Roadhog, and when I got his Mako skin, the reaction was nuts. I mean, people were just chanting Crumb, Crumb, Crumb when I would get into games, because I looked like Victor Crumb and Goblet of Fire. Alright, nobody said that. You got loot boxes for free, weird concept nowadays, for leveling up and a few other ways. And you could buy them, but you got so many that even I, an occasional sucker for a cosmetic microtransaction, was never even tempted. That being said, it did successfully tempt some people, because by 2019, Overwatch made $1 billion off of loot boxes. The game just kept on giving with updates and characters added to the game that we got for free, remember, for free. And these updates were brought with some of the best community interaction I've seen in video games. How great was it when Jeff Kaplan, the game director of Overwatch, would do those developer updates and put them on YouTube?
Welcome back, everyone. This is Jeff from the Overwatch team.
He'd explain changes and the mindset behind the team's decision making. It was so transparent and refreshing coming from a AAA studio. This dude was like the Mr. Rogers of gaming. And he wouldn't beat around the bush of what's not working with the game. He would call it out and explain how his team is trying to fix it and what they're doing and what's coming next. It was just one guy representing his team, talking directly to us, the fans. Also, as somebody who puts themselves on camera all the time, Jeff did like 15-minute one takes. That is like so hard to do. I don't get how people like Ludwig do this either. Like, do they just have some sort of special theater kid wiring that I'm missing? I can barely get 3 lines out before I have to do a jump cut to a fart joke to keep the video moving. Do you guys also remember how Sombra was revealed? It was like this mass decoding investigation for the community to pick apart, finding clue after clue, revealing more about who the character was gonna be. I used to binge O'Nickel videos explaining every new breakthrough until her reveal. Now, Overwatch wasn't a perfect game. You know, it doesn't come without its annoyances. Like I said earlier, people in quick play insta-locking, and even once roll queue came to the game, players were not ready for how long the wait times were gonna be. Personally, I felt like some of the characters were a drag to play, like especially some of the supports like Mercy and Lucio, but they were critical to have on most teams, so you kind of like got forced into playing them a lot, you know, if you weren't a selfish prick. New characters kept the game fresh, but they also broke the game quite a bit. Characters like Orisa, Moira, Doomfist, and especially Brigitte, these characters changed the game in a lot of frustrating ways, adding a ton of CC to the game. And some things would get patched and fixed, but then another part of the game would break, and it seems like over time, towards the end of Overwatch 1, players were just sick of all the balancing issues. By the way, I learned a lot about the balancing issues in the competitive side from Nate Sun's video, The Rise and Fall of Overwatch. It's really good, I highly recommend it, link in the description. I was a player that left around the time of Brigitte's release, which was March of 2018. And it actually has nothing to do with her character. I was just kind of tired of Overwatch. I think a lot of people were. And I don't even think it's really anything dramatically wrong with the game. It was just its time. You know, Jeff, it wasn't you, it's us. I will say the game didn't have great incentives to keep players playing. After getting the skins that you wanted in the game, there wasn't really like a lot of progression in the game or anything to work towards, like besides maybe ranked, which you could get these golden guns, which I always thought was kind of a weak reward. Plus, I like to play video games and have friends, and that usually means for me having to steer clear away from any ranked modes in games. Overwatch didn't have enough being shaken up about it to keep players' interest. There's a reason why, this thing is so itchy. There's a reason why Fortnite is still the popularity king of video games, whether you like it or not, and it's because the game just keeps reinventing itself. Overwatch never really started doing that, so the game slowly started to fade into the background as new games came and went. Simply put, Overwatch was getting old. This brings us to November 1st, BlizzCon 2019, when Overwatch 2 was announced. I was genuinely caught off guard by this because by Blizzard standards, this was really early to get a sequel for a game, and it had an art style with graphics that totally held up, with combat that didn't really feel outdated, so what's the big reveal? They announced the main reason for the sequel was money, a PvE mode for Overwatch. They said they were gonna redefine what a sequel is. And that is sure one way to put it. Jeff Kaplan gets on stage and announces story missions and hero missions, which is basically a campaign and highly replayable co-op missions, like co-op Spec Ops from Call of Duty. You know, that really successful mode of Call of Duty. Apparently there were supposed to be hundreds of these missions.
The goal is to make as many as possible, hundreds of hero missions.
They also showed a level up system for each hero with customizable abilities that actually looks pretty cool, showing variations of classic moves you saw in Overwatch 1. Jumping ahead for a second to 2021, they also showed hero talent trees, which contain between 30 to 50 hero talents for each hero, which is crazy to think about. On the low end, that's like 1,000 unique talents you have to build out, and I imagine somewhat balanced. They also show some new maps with weather effects that make the game look really cinematic. We never get this. But check it out, our heroes got some new looks. Widow's hair is in a braid, Bastion got a new hat, and we don't have to see Hanzo's dirty ass nipple anymore. Just kidding, I don't mind the man's titty. They also announced one new character, Sojourn, to the game, with many more on the way. The presentation also had some great cinematics with a killer score to help sell the hype, and it worked. People were hyped for Overwatch 2. I was kind of excited for Overwatch 2. Kind of. I'm not trying to say like I was above it all, like I saw through all the BS. No, I didn't, but I will say I never really loved the PvE modes that were added to Overwatch 1. Something about fighting these robots is just so unsatisfying to me. I'll give it to them, they're well designed, but there's no like character or soul in them, there's no life you're ending. And the developers were aware of this. Jeff Kaplan even said after testing the game, the biggest feedback was it's not engaging enough. If anything, I was looking forward to more creative swings and a revitalization to the PvP, Overwatch's bread and butter. But unfortunately, the only news we get there is about some tweaks to the character roles and a new game mode called Push, which, I don't know. Am I crazy, or do all game modes in Overwatch feel the exact same? Isn't everything just like stay on the point? Anyway, the majority of fans seemed excited for the vision of the sequel. After 2019, the developers told us that they're going to be stepping away from Overwatch 1 because they had to put all hands on deck for Overwatch 2. They released Echo, The Last Hero, in April of 2020, and for the next 2 years, Overwatch was left in the dust with virtually no new content, left to languish and becoming stale at a rapid pace. And if we were to take a look behind the scenes, things at Blizzard were spiraling into a chaotic, turbulent time with Bobby Kotick at the helm. Bobby being the CEO of Activision Blizzard, aka the greedy goblin of gaming. And I'm not just hopping on the bandwagon of Bobby Kotick hate. I like to do my research before making sweeping judgments, so I investigated this guy a little bit, and yeah, this guy totally deserves the hate. This guy sucks. The dude's been obsessed with money since he was printing business cards for himself in the 6th grade. Jesus Christ, dude, who is your dad? Patrick Bateman? All this heartless billionaire seems to do is put pressure on his subordinates to take their game in a direction that financially preys upon their own player base. Some would argue that this makes your game more money. Correct! But some would argue that this ruins your company's image and the relationship with your gamers. But guess what? Bobby didn't even hear the second argument because he heard the first argument makes your game more money, so he's gonna do it. He doesn't care if the game breaks in fundamental ways. He cares about beating the competition and looking as good as possible for that yearly earnings call. And in Overwatch's case, that pressure from Bobby was brought to a boiling point, dooming its sequel. In recent years, longtime leaders at Blizzard, people at the heart of games like World of Warcraft, Diablo, and StarCraft started leaving left and right. In 2016, Chris Metzen stepped away from Blizzard after 23 years with the company. In 2018, the co-founder and president of Blizzard, Mike Morhaime, stepped down after 27 years with the company. Also in 2018, right after he leaves, Diablo Immortal is announced, which was received with an overwhelmingly negative reception and has now become the prime example of corporate greed in video games, making upwards of $2 million a day. And you might have heard the rumor that it costs $100,000 to max out a character in Diablo Immortal. That's not true. It costs $500,000. What are we even talking about? It's a mobile game character on your phone, not a fucking house. To say the least, this wasn't a great sign after losing the revered co-founder the same year. And the long list of people that leave Blizzard does not end there, especially for Overwatch's story. In 2020, the lead writer for Overwatch, Michael Chu, leaves after 20 years with the company. And on April 20th of 2021, just 2 months after BlizzCon, the biggest shock of an announcement comes. Jeff Kaplan, the game director of Overwatch and Overwatch 2, leaves Blizzard. People were stunned and confused, and there was so much mystery and like conspiracy theories around this announcement. From Jeff's cryptic, all lowercase, paragraph-long goodbye to the critical timing of his departure. I mean, he leaves 2 months after they just laid out the entire roadmap to this game's launch. Like, what the hell happened? To this day, the truth isn't completely revealed, but we have a lot of anonymous sources and a lot of puzzle pieces to start putting together to have a fairly educated guess. I don't doubt that Jeff's ambitious idea for a true PvE sequel for Overwatch was something actually worth building the hype for. But I think when it started, he proposed that he needed a lot of resources with a strong team that was going to be firing on all cylinders to pull it off. From an executive perspective, it was a big investment into an IP that wasn't generating as much money as other Blizzard titles, but they did decide to pull the trigger. However, once the game really starts getting into production, boom, 2020 happens and the pandemic starts. People start working from home and, their Zoom calls. I'm sure communication and productivity took a big hit in the beginning. And then you have Goblin Bobby checking in and he's not smelling enough money coming from this title. So the pressure from Bobby starts coming at Jeff Kaplan, telling him to make more microtransactions, make the game more money. I'm sure their ideologies clashed and Jeff needs to ask for more resources and Bobby isn't giving it to him because he's not believing that it's gonna make more money. Meanwhile, Overwatch 1 is running on fumes in its abandoned state. And in the middle of all that, a tsunami just slams through Blizzard with a bunch of sexual harassment allegations popping up left and right, putting the company in a horrible light. And no, it's not just just like 1 or 2 special cases, dude, like 40 people have been fired from Blizzard for sexual harassment claims. Who knows what impact that has on team morale or productivity? Who knows how many good employees left for that reason alone? Sure, Blizzard's a big company and a lot of teams don't interact with each other, but there's no denying that Blizzard started to look like a really ugly company to work for. And that pressure for Overwatch 2 to make a ton of money without ruining the game's image started to look like an unlikely reality, which results in Jeff leaving the company early so his name doesn't have to be attached to it. Or Bobby just straight up fired him and told him to leave the company. I don't think Jeff would necessarily give up on his game just to keep a better track record. And there's plenty of other theories about this subject out there, but I think most of what I said strikes true somewhat. Going back to the sequel's development, once Jeff leaves, instead of scrapping Overwatch 2 or pivoting direction or just calling it like it is and saying to the players, hey, we are not ready to make the sequel to Overwatch 2, our leader just left, we don't have the vision, and we just want to make Overwatch 1 the best game possible right now. We're sorry for the wait, but once we're ready, we're gonna deliver a badass sequel, and you guys are gonna love it. Instead of those ideas, which would all be a hard pill to swallow, Aaron Keller takes the place of Jeff Kaplan. Aaron Keller was the assistant director of Overwatch 1. They decided to move forward with Overwatch 2, setting a release date of October 4th, 2022. But there's a catch. One small piece of the game won't be added yet. One small part, it's nothing to worry about. The entire PvE side of the game, the main reason for this game's existence in the first place, won't be added. But according to them, it's coming. It is coming. And let me tell you, well, why tell you? Because it's definitely on the way. And hey, let me soften the blow. Let's make the game free. We'll make the game free. Oh wow, like 100% off when it comes out? No, it's even better. The game is gonna be free to play, as in we're changing the entire monetization system in the game in a Hail Mary attempt to get the most amount of money off the most amount of people we can. Come on, it's got a battle pass. You guys love those.
I know we've seen more and more games shift towards that free-to-play model in recent years, and it really does seem like players have taken a liking to it, especially shooter fans.
By the way, Overwatch 2 almost got pushed to 2023, but instead they cut the game in half and released the PvP in 2022 so that their player base wouldn't riot. And I mean that literally, they would go play Riot's Valorant. Now things are about to get heated, but before I go in, I gotta talk about one person, and that is Aaron Keller, the director of Overwatch 2. This dude was put in a terrible position after Jeff left. He basically had to take all the future incoming failures of the sequel on the chin as the face of Overwatch. In my research, I watched so many videos of Aaron Keller looking miserable for 2 years straight, but he still tried to put on a brave face when he was talking about his game. And that's honorable.
First, how are you two doing?
I'm doing great, excited.
Yes, me too. So excited to be talking about this.
You gotta think, this guy had been at the company for almost 20 years. He's finally game director. But with all the promises of Overwatch 2, and then all the terrible shit that happened with Blizzard, he knows that he probably can't deliver on any of these things. And with the last director potentially being fired, he now has to deal with the looming pressure of replaceability hanging over his head anytime he tries to combat microtransactions or Bobby Kotick trying to ruin his game. That sucks. So finally, on October 4th of 2022, Overwatch 2 finally comes out. And I'll do my best to represent most of the fans' reception. Me and a bunch of friends started playing Overwatch 2, and you know what? It was actually really fun. I hadn't played Overwatch in years at this point, and it reminded me how good this game was. It felt just like it used to in Overwatch 1. Because it is Overwatch 1. With 3 new characters and a couple new maps, 3 new characters, it's been fucking 3 years and this is all you guys have made? This PvE content better blow my dick off when it comes out, and it better be fucking free. Also, I took a look at your new store. Thanks for making skins that I used to get for free, now $20 a pop. And what are these skins for these new champions? These legendary skins. This girl gets a fucking jacket for $20 a jacket. And Sojourn's gun doesn't even change. And what the hell is the theme supposed to be for Junker Queen skins? More Junker Queen? This blows. Also, if I haven't been clear, you can't go back to Overwatch 1. It is merged into Overwatch 2. The game you paid for, where you unlock things by playing, is now a game that you paid for, where you unlock things not by playing the game, but by paying. So when are we actually gonna get this PvE thing? And this brings us to the present. The Overwatch devs come out, hey, we've been hard at work on it, and we have an announcement. The PvE is canceled.
With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019.
What? What kind of Scott's Tots parody of a development is this game? Why did you make the sequel?
I've made some empty promises in my life, but hands down, that was the most generous.
You left Overwatch 1 in the dust for 2 years to give us nothing? Why?
Hold on, they're lithium.
Why did you do this? Because money, baby. Welcome to Bobby's last hurrah. I've got a question. Is the reason that PvE was delayed because you guys didn't have time to add it? Or was it because you guys were building out the store, strategizing every possible underhanded way to make the player spend more money? Are you actually expecting me to buy this funky fucking Doomfist skin for 36 American dollars? Are you mad? That is not $5, not $10, not even $20. That is somewhere in the middle of the $20 and $50 packs of coins that you could get. By the way, 10% bonus when you go up to 50, which is like doubling your amount last time. You only get 4% more bonus. Come on. Come on! It's always just weird to me too, like in these games. It's a first-person shooter, so like $36 is changing your fucking hand. For reference, 100 Overwatch coins is $1. But hey, these skins are part of a bundle and it's on sale. Please have a souvenir. Oh, that's okay. We have a player icon. Oh, dude, they got a spray? Dude, I can put this on the wall, my team's gonna be like, what? Your sales are completely arbitrary. What are you, running out of digital skins? And I do mean that these sales are arbitrary. Like literally, you would think this Polar Hog skin is worth 2,100. It's not. In the hero gallery, it's worth 1,900 coins. So you're actually getting a cost increase for 4 useless items like icons and sprays. Sure, there's a decent emote in here, but according to their discount, they think these 4 items are worth 1,400 additional Overwatch coins, AKA $15. You just have these percentages off to make it feel like we're getting the deal of a lifetime. You're saying you would actually sell us multiple bundles for $90 a pop? Oh, but it's $15 now. Well, we don't sell $15 packages of Overwatch coins, so you're gonna have to spend 20. Geez, it's slimy as shit. And everything in the store is a bundle. It's the most low effort, blatant way of making players spend more money than they have to. What the fuck is all this kitschy shit that you think is worth another 1,700 Overwatch coins? What the fuck is a souvenir? Guess what? I Googled it and everybody is questioning its entire existence. No, you think it's worth $5 a pop. You think this coffee mug emote that nobody gives a rat's dick about is worth as much as a real coffee mug. Also, have you seen how microscopic these charms are in game? You think this 3 pixel wide bubble chicken is worth $7? Oh, and of course, like every money grubbing game, you have to have more than one currency because one currency is just too easy to understand. Get this, Overwatch marks the prices in the hero gallery to make you think that skins cost Overwatch coins, but if you have enough credits, you can buy most of them with free credits. Well, not free credits, credits that you get from the Battle Pass. Oh yeah, the Battle Pass. How about we get into that? The Battle Pass is worth $10 of Overwatch coins for 9 weeks of content with 80 items inside, 75 of which are absolute worthless dog shit. I'm not even exaggerating. There were 3 items I wanted in this Battle Pass. No joke, 3. I wanted Mauga, the new OP hero that just came out, which yes, this basically does mean we have to pay for new characters now. We'll get into that. I wanted Mauga's skin, which comes in at level 60, and I wanted Orisa's mythic skin, which is the last level, level 80 of the Battle Pass. And honestly, I barely even wanted this skin. It's just a mythic skin. It looks awesome. I barely even fucking play Orisa. There is a couple more skins in the Battle Pass, but look at how bullshit and basic they are. Like, I literally thought this was Junkrat's standard Overwatch 2 skin. But hey, at least we get our Overwatch coins back from the Battle Pass, right? Nope, you don't. You get credits in the Battle Pass, 2,000 of them in total, not the premium currency. To buy the Battle Pass, you need premium Overwatch coins. Or you could buy the Ultimate Pass bundle for quadruple the price of $40. So when this season ends, instead of being able to buy the Battle Pass back after you leveled all the way through it, like most other Battle Passes do, you know, that reward you for playing their game, after this season ends, Overwatch 2 is gonna make you pay an additional $10 to get the next Battle Pass. Isn't that cool? Now back to paying for characters. So you could buy the Battle Pass and immediately get Mauga unlocked, or you could wait till level 45 of the free Battle Pass and unlock him there. All you have to do is endure playing 100 games against him as you get mowed down and the rest of your team gets turned into Swiss cheese. That's how you get the newest character. For other newer characters, you either have to buy them for $9, which of course the game makes it seem like it's the only option, Or if you read in this tiny small text, you can unlock them through challenges. And by challenges, they mean one challenge and a brief tutorial. And this one challenge isn't a challenge, it's a chore. The chore is to complete 50 games as the fill role or win 35 games as either the support or the tank. And I know what you're thinking. Well, at least you can track all those challenges at once and just do the fill role, play 50 games, and boom, you got the full roster. No, my friend. This is Bobby's last hurrah. There's no wiggle room here. We gotta make hay while the sun is shining. So that means you either buy the new heroes or you get your fucking ass out there as the fill role and get cracking on those 200 games. You wanna hear the biggest joke about Overwatch 2? They canceled the PvE, right? Turns out they didn't, exactly. They actually are releasing it, just in parts, and with 0 of the cool features that made it worth playing. No leveling up your heroes, no ability changes, no talent trees. Oh, and you have to pay for it. That'll be another $10, please. So I bought it. It's their invasion story mode. And I am not kidding. I would rather be stuck having to play the day before than this bullshit. First of all, what the hell is with this milquetoast storyline and how many times are we gonna do it?
That's not my life anymore.
We have a lot of work to do out there. No, not me.
You know I can't join Overwatch. Robots attack. Fine, I'll join Overwatch. The biggest issue is that the combat situations in these missions are the smallest sidestep away from being another practice range. Looks like they forgot about all that feedback that was saying to make it more engaging. Overwatch 2, more like practice range 2. Fucking boom. At least we still get the seasonal events. Winter Wonderland. That'll be $5 too. Are you fucking kidding me? Why? Why would I want to support this game? Why would I want to support Overwatch 2 while it's actively preying on me? So that's the player's perspective. Now for a more even-keeled approach. No, I'm just kidding. That was like pretty much all the way I felt. The game is being ruined. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think there is a small shot at redemption here. Why, you may ask? Because Microsoft just bought Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. And that means that Bobby Kotick has left at the beginning of January in 2024. The Goblin King himself has left the town village with a lot of money. But the people are free, except they're owned by Microsoft now, who is buying everything and everyone. Here's just a few games that Microsoft owns now. Call of Duty, Halo, Minecraft, Diablo, World of Warcraft, Skyrim, Starfield, Fallout, Forza, Overwatch 2, Candy Crush, Doom, StarCraft, Gears of War, Dishonored, Flight Simulator, Hearthstone, Sea of Thieves, Age of Empires, and Redfall. Yes, they bought the shitty games too. Did you also notice that a lot of these games are like suffering from like player approval lately? I mean, look at Call of Duty today, look at the latest Forza game, and you guys know how I feel about Starfield. Maybe you don't, but watch my video. Give me a subscribe. I'm blown away that anybody is really celebrating this. The only positive thing that I could see in this is that Aaron Keller, the director of Overwatch 2, has a new boss, Microsoft's game content and studio president, Matt Booty. It's the perfect time for Keller to form a good relationship with Booty. That way, if he does mean best for the players, he can present a better path for Overwatch 2's future. To most people's surprise, Overwatch 2 is actually not dead. I would even say far from it. You might think that because it has overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam, which, by the way, they announced the PvE cancellation in May of 2023. You know, the most devastating news in the game's history. The next month, on August 10th, someone decides to put the game on Steam where everyone can say what they think about their game and label its reception. Whose ridiculously stupid, masochistic idea was this? You just set up the absolute perfect time for everyone and their mother to vent every rageful thought, every harsh criticism, and every Overwatch porn joke they could think of for the last 2 years. Overnight, it became the most negatively reviewed game in Steam history. I'm sure that was fun for the team to hear. I'm not gonna lie, my initial concept for this video was from seeing those overwhelmingly negative reviews, and I was like, holy shit, that game died hard. That must be ruined. And then I told a buddy of mine that, and he was like, actually, Overwatch 2 had just hit its like second highest peak in player count history. And I was like, damn it. Is Overwatch ruined? Anyway, it's a difficult thing to point out the good when the game is so blatantly disrespecting its players. That being said, there has been some really good improvements to the Overwatch's core gameplay. Number one for me, their queue times are no longer an issue. I feel like it's on average like 30 seconds to get to a game, at its worst 2 minutes when you're selected as a damage role, but that's a rare occasion. Here's a huge thing, I actually love playing tank and support now, to the point where I think I prefer playing support heroes over damage heroes now. I consider myself a Reinhardt main now, and Illari is a blast to play as a support. Every hero, regardless of role, feels like they have the right amount of offensive capabilities now, instead of just being a shield or just being a healer. And I'm definitely not saying the game is perfectly balanced. I mean, Mauga just got his first like nerf, thank God. That guy is a fucking problem. But I do enjoy their reworks of characters. Like Sombra is like now my favorite damager character to play. She's more ninja than Genji, and her SMG is absolutely lethal feeling.
See you, Genji.
Those are the good things that I can think of, but as far as graphics, sound design, arguably the maps, and the new game modes, everything feels pretty much the same as Overwatch 1 to me. And I don't mean to discredit the work of the developers, I'm just bringing you the truth. No matter how bad it hurts. And they may have the players now, but I guarantee there's ways to get way more players back on your side, way more players in your game, and for them to also stick around longer. I'm less than a month into the game, I've completed the entire battle pass, and truly, with no bias attached to this, I've like stopped playing Overwatch, like already. And I had fun. There's just like no incentive or reward system to keep playing. They have a chance, a small window right now to get a strong footing and restore a lot of goodwill if they made some dramatic changes to the game. And I'm sorry, but it's gonna probably look like you're making less money for a moment. But the Goblin's not around anymore, okay? No more using Bobby as an excuse. Here's the things that I would recommend. After hours and hours of research of what players are saying about your game, this would mend a lot of the damage done. Besides the PvE thing, that thing is, you're fucked there, sorry. To start things off, make one currency, period. Done, it's out of the way. You're far enough away from Overwatch 1, you don't need to have a legacy credit system. Transition those credits into Overwatch coins. Second, your battle pass needs a heavy rework, and I'm not saying you need to get rid of it. First of all, any currency that you get in the battle pass has to be Overwatch credits. You have to be able to let us buy back the battle pass. That is such a simple line drive to get some respect back from your players, and Fortnite fucking does this. Their wallet ain't hurting. The biggest problem I've had with the battle pass is that there's rarely something to look forward to, and it's even rarer for it to be for one of the characters that I mainly play. And if it actually is, it's buried so deep into the battle pass, I can't even see it over the horizon. I'm just endlessly chugging through bullshit emotes and player icons and useless voice lines. Like, the battle pass just needs more versatility. I think you should have an option for epic and legendary skins in the battle pass, hear me out, to let you miss out on them because you don't like the skin, in exchange for the ability to cash them in for Overwatch coins so we can use them in the hero gallery and select what skin we would want. You have so many skins in the game, just show a little bit of generosity. Another massive issue right now is having Mauga or any of the new champions behind a paywall. It's arguably pay to win at this point, especially if the champion is broken, which Mauga is. In general, I don't think you should have any of the heroes locked. Overwatch's gameplay relies so heavily on the ability to swap heroes on the fly. That way you can counter the other team comp. If you don't have access to all of the heroes, the other team could easily become overpowered if they have all the heroes and start just like hard countering you because of your limited hero choice. He doesn't have Mauga, get him! Another problem is, once you finish the battle pass, what the hell else are you supposed to do? You need to give us some sort of organic way of making currency. Even if it's small for playing games, like 10 Overwatch coins for losing a game, 20 for winning one. This would heavily incentivize players to keep on playing even when they're kind of getting bored of the game. It's like, well, at least I'm getting something. And you could also use this system to incentivize players to choose different roles. I also don't see any good rewards for participating in your guys' challenges. I think you should make skins that are solely made for challenges in Overwatch. Make really difficult challenges, like get 10,000 headshots with Hanzo, and it unlocks this special legendary skin. I made a quick concept for what one of them would look like. I know it starts off as like a troubled teens notebook drawing, but it gets better, trust me. And maybe there's like tiers to this challenge. Like every time you break a new tier, you get like a color change for this skin. So if you saw like an obsidian black legendary Hanzo skin, it's like, damn, that guy shot 1 million guys in the head. That's intense. We just need things to work towards. And you gotta get rid of the bullshit. Getting rid of souvenirs in general would be a very good look. And things like, Dude, like the just for you section in the store, like what are these options? My last 4 options were all skins at full price that are already in the hero gallery. Is this just here to remind me that I can buy them? I'd expect them to be like some sort of like vault Halloween skins or something like that, or at least put them on sale. This spot is literally worthless. And I don't think there's like total shame in having a store, but just can you not be so fucking predatory with it? 9,000 coin bundles, are you kidding me? Can we see reason? I think there's an argument to be made that Overwatch is making less money off of its current system than the one that I'm proposing. It might take a second to catch on, but Jack, you're talking about giving the players free money. Yes, money that they've earned for playing your game. You took everything that we used to get for free for supporting your game and put it behind a paywall. Players feel incredibly disrespected and you've broken their trust. A lot of players aren't coming back to Overwatch for that reason. Not because Overwatch isn't a fun game, it's because you fucked them. But as toxic of parts of gaming communities can be, me included, gamers aren't blind to a redemption story. I mean, like, look at Cyberpunk, look at No Man's Sky. You could end up with a whole nother avenue of players coming into your game if that Steam review wasn't overwhelmingly negative on all fronts. If the recents started switching to a positive review, that would start definitely turning some heads. Your game is good, Blizzard, and you have a quality team. And yes, you've definitely made your mistakes, but now is the time to start correcting them. And if you don't, your game just might end up ruined. Thanks for watching. That's it for the video today, but before you go, make sure to check out today's sponsor, War Thunder. Go roleplay as Brad Pitt and blow up some tanks for me. All you gotta do is click my link in the description, and remember, if you're a new player or returning after 6 months, you'll get a massive bonus pack with free vehicles, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account access. Thank you, War Thunder, and thanks for watching.